Well, hello everybody. Time once again for some more Guild Wars 2. We are on our trusty boy here, our best boy. This would be Stout Quartz. And we are back at it with Bladesworn. I have spent some time on this Bladesworn build since the last video I posted. I'm starting to recall and remember some of the attributes and aspects to Bladesworn that made me love it a whole bunch. And I've actually had some successful duels against some known duelists. And I'm enjoying it again. Here's the build I'm running right now. The easiest way to put this is might or flight, right? That's what I'm calling it for the most part. You generate a ton of might. Generating might heals you, which is your primary way of staying in the fight. But it also generates so much might that you're capable of doing a ton of damage. And though you have access to the Bladesworn gun saber, and to the Dragon Trigger and Dragon Slash and all that, the primary damage dealer is going to be the rifle, utilizing Brutal Shot here to immobilize the target, and then Explosive Shell to do a ton of damage, followed up by the Volley to hopefully bring them down really low. And then I typically close ground with Bull's Charge, going to Dragon Trigger, and try to finish him off. Does not ever work that way, except against players who are inexperienced against a Bladesworn. Against a duelist who knows what they're doing, it's going to take several rotations. It's going to take several iterations through something like a rotation. The biggest piece of advice for anybody I have who's wanting to get better at Bladesworn in World versus World is do not panic and go into Gunsaber mode, because some of these things don't really do that much. Like number 2 does a ton of damage and number 5 closes ground, but I find that my return on number 4, well, number 4 is pretty good in like if you're going against ranged or multiple people, but I find especially number 3 Artillery Slash, I'm not really getting much return on investment off of. I've been swapping in and out between Bull's Charge and the overcharged cartridges for the extra damage, because I find against some classes I don't need to close ground. So like thieves are always going to get up on my business, and I will swap out for the overcharged cartridges and rely heavily on this number 3 ability to really do some serious damage. But once again, it's all learning lessons, right? I find that between the Dragon Trigger, Dragon Slash, and the gun saber abilities, I have more than enough ability to evade and escape without relying on Bull's Charge. So we're going to go back into using overcharged cartridges for this next little run of things. I'm running full Berserkers. I was running full Dragons, and I could not finish anybody off. And I couldn't tell you what was going on there. And I figured, well, with the huge amount of might generation I have, because the standard weapon attack that you see here with Fierce Shot gives us might, and everything else, I was like, you know what, I'll just try full Berserkers, and it's been rather successful, including in times where I have been fighting multiple opponents or Zergs. I find that in a Zerg versus Zerg scenario, I find myself being most adept at going after the back line. And this Bladesworn build has the maneuverability and the damage to really do some hurt on the back line. You know, going after healers, going after support and stuff like that. But then again, it was just reset today. And so I got maybe 2 hours in, and I would say out of the probably 24 duels I had, I was successful in probably about 75% of them. And in everything else, I was getting lots of downs and lots of confirmations on downs, and double downing a lot of people, especially with the rifle. That rifle 3 ability is amazing. But yeah, so that's where we're at. In case you guys are ever wondering, I run back and forth between the Visions of Eternity and the Canthan reward track. I'm trying to finish the relics from this set, so I just need, I think, 1 more of these, and then, as you can see, I have 15 of those in the bank. I think I have 1 on this character right now. No, I used to. It's in the bank now, so I have 15 of those total. So I've been stockpiling those, getting ready to build More legendaries in the future, potentially. Probably just to sell, because I don't really need any more. Looks like we have a tag down there. Gosh. I don't know where I'm going. Maybe I'll take this camp up here. But yeah, so Bladesworn's been very enjoyable. A lot of people have been downplaying the ability, when you go into Dragon Trigger mode, Dragon Stance, whatever you want to call it, a lot of people have been downplaying the ability to move. Right? Oh, wow, so you can kind of move like a Deadeye can move when you're in kneel. It's extremely helpful to maneuver the ability to actually be successful. Because I found that Dragon Slash was utterly hit or miss. It was all or nothing, mostly because my opponents could reposition themselves. So what I find myself doing is flanking my opponents. And they switched into... flanking my opponents so that I find myself forcing them to get into a situation, right? So it's like now I can do something like this and force my opponents into a situation where they're having to get hit by it to some degree at least. And you know what's funny is I'm a click player, but almost always just while I'm like recording, because it requires too much thought, is what I found. When I'm dueling and I'm fighting off camera, I'm not clicking anything down here for the most part. I'm hyper focused on the screen. But there's something about keeping up the train of thought while I'm recording a video, which is very difficult for me. That makes it so it's just a release of having to think about what all the things my left hand is doing, because I do not have the coordination with my left hand to maximize the muscle memory. Even though I have my keys set, because I swap tunes so much. If I just played Warrior, if I just played Engineer, or if I just played Revenant, I would have no problem with that. But having the ADHD, I bounce around a lot, and it makes it very difficult to memorize and maintain that muscle memory. All right, so 4, 3, 2. I'm going to double up on this. Four, 3, 2. That's it, switching to gun saber mode when I need it. Nice, easy. If you're wondering why I attacked the guards, if the tag is successful in taking Firekeep, I'll get credit as well. And I know that might seem like a less than honorable way of doing it, but I'm just one person, not in squad, right? And so, if I was in a squad, like a whole different thing, I'd be doing my due diligence. But you see, damage is pretty good. Lots of life gain because of the might. And then I'm also running a food that, just a cheap food that, or it's excuse me, I'm running the Ascended food that gives me life gain on critical hit chance of it. So, and as you see there, it's not insignificant. That's the nourishment right there. That's gonna be 325. Not insignificant at all.
Such might. Adrenaline surging.
And then the rifle, 5 skill resets all the ammo for the rifle, as well as my elite skill, So this is not like Flame Rifle Warrior Berserker mode, which is straight up high damage, try to, take out your opponent as quickly as possible, right? That is not the intent or purpose of this build at all. This is you have to have a plan. Right? If you don't have a plan in mind, you're going to find that things get very difficult. And you'll get low on health.
You already lost.
and it quickly becomes a race to
Feel Bear's power.
wow, you see how much more damage that does. It quickly becomes a race to get life gain back, to get your life back up, so that you can, survive the fights you're getting into. It's not perfect. I have found that thieves really, like a good Deadeye, can just run circles around this character. I won some duels against them, mostly based upon using, if memory serves me correctly, this reflects projectiles, right? It blocks.
Might.
And using things like that to really
So much power.
do a ton of damage to opponents. I'm going to decline for now since I'm recording the video. I'll join them later.
My strength. It's over.
Always looking out for, red circles. Ooh, that was a really decent crit. Goodness. Shadowstone fragments? I have not finished the Visions of Eternity chapter at all. I'm not going to lie. I think I spent all of an hour in it, and it's just like, nope. I can't even tell you why. I'm sure it's great, but I've just pretty much been doing world versus world, and when the guild is wanting to do raids and stuff like that too. But I like how that guy just jumped on by. Luminaries or something else. DPS luminaries are definitely giving me a really hard time. They do a ton of damage. But we'll see what this tag is up to. We'll see if they get in any fights, and we'll see what we can do to help. You know what? Let's get into a fight. Let's see what happens, right?
Adrenaline surging. Ready? So much power. Strength is mine.
Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Yeah, he doesn't want to actually fight. Just wants to run. That's fine. If I had Pulse Charge on, that would have been great. I would be able to close down ground a lot easier there. Probably should have that on. But, my MO is not the... it's not to do what's the meta. I'm going to do what's fun. And what's fun for me are big numbers. I embrace mono-red chaos, so my characters like to do the same. And if you haven't figured out this recently or not, but I theme my characters for World vs. World based upon what my color is, what my color assignment is. So we're green. So we got the green quartz crystal shards coming out. Nodules. I really wish that was instant cast.
All set. Kill 'em.
Incoming. How much does that last for? So that lasts for...
Increases. So much power.
7 seconds. Alright, let's go join the fray. I'm fairly certain, yeah, they're going to flip before I even get there. So, not a concern. Work our way towards North Camp, see if we can clear the mobs and everything before the squad shows up. But yeah, so I have found this to be a lot more enjoyable than I anticipated. I got kind of frustrated with it the first day, mostly because I was having issues with the builds I was trying. It was either not survivable at all or no damage at all. You know, there was very little happy medium, you know, and that's that can be really frustrating. You know, when you've put all this time into something and it's just not doing anything. Ooh, that hurt.
Nice.
And so for this build, Dragon Slash, it does some damage, you know. It is not meant to be the coup de grace, right? The main thing I use it for... Whoop, there we go. Here we go. Oh, it's two of them. This is not going to go well.
Shake it off.
Yeah. I was too focused on what I was saying and not with... I'm not going to be able to get that off. Okay. Rule number 1 with warrior specifically, always need to be aware of your surroundings. I should have been looking around and trying to see where my opponents were, or if there's anybody coming. That was an oops, my bad on my part. I set myself up to be absolutely destroyed there by 2 players. You know, in an ideal setting in a 2v1, I would have, pretty sure it was a Willbender. I didn't see what the other one was. Maybe it's 2 Willbenders. But in an ideal setting, would have whittled one down while I focused on the other. Oh, here we go. Oh, gosh. There's some dots there. Oh, we have an ally there, too. At least it looked like there was an ally dot there. Oh, it's Foxy. They're chasing one person. Oh, and then they're gonna give up. Uh-oh. Sure does suck.
Time. Ready.
Oops. I got myself in this situation.
Shake it off.
Oh, almost got away. Whoops. Again, got too greedy. Wasn't paying attention to my surroundings and found myself outnumbered. Which happens, you know, it's part of World versus World. You can't let it get to you, can't let it get you down. You're going to die more than you want to in this game format. It's fine. I got my ally to safety. Okay, I don't see anybody else. All right. Firebrand. Oh, gosh darn it. Here we go again.
All set. The dragon waits. Eat that. Shake it off.
Oops, I went the wrong way. Oh, I thought I could get away with that. This is one of those videos where it's going to be a how not to guide again. And this time, how not to put yourself in a bad situation. I'm pretty reckless when it comes to world versus world. I don't really care about my kill to death ratio. I find myself in situations like that a lot. But it looks like we're going to swap back to Bull's Charge because we're not having much of a good time at all when it comes to... oh gosh, do I not have any of my materials on me? I don't. Well, that was dumb of me, so we're going to do this real quick. Actually, no, we're not. We can just do this. Yeah, the important thing to remember with Warrior, like I've talked about a few times now, is positioning, right? You got to find yourself in a position to be successful at being a warrior. And I'm not saying that that's like something that comes out of like a rule book. That is my experience. I have found that warriors are entirely reliant on their surroundings and where they position themselves.
Better than moon loot.
As dumb as that probably seems. Drop a few things for the squad here. But yeah, you know, that fight could have gone a lot better had I been prepared with having Bull's Charge on my bar and with being, you know, a little bit more strategic about how I re-engaged and also positioning myself so I could get back to the gate, right? So I could go in and out of the gate to preserve my life. But, you know, I'm a human being and I make human being mistakes, and I am not the best at this game. I'm not the best communicator of this game. I just really enjoy it. I get a really, really good dopamine drip out of this game. I feel like I'm missing stuff on my bar down here, but maybe it's just because I've been playing so much Mechanist in PvE. I'm used to having all the signets. I've got a feeling they're going to try to go after Fire Keep. Could be entirely wrong. I had a Zerg completely run circles around me earlier today, where I even did a map call, like, hey, there's a Zerg heading this way, and they went around it entirely, what I said. And I was like, oh, gosh darn it. I was off. It happens. Well, Bull's Charge changes it up a little bit. Ooh. Don't get those very often. Very nice. Where's Tag going? I don't know. I mean, hopefully they're getting fights. That's what I want. I want to see orange swords around Tag, you know? I enjoy a good... and if we see that, we'll book it down to that area and we'll show off what Bladesworn can do in that situation. So far, I haven't done a very good job at showcasing what it's capable of while in fights.
Such might.
There's a great example of how things can just completely go awry. For some odd reason, you know, my Bull's charge decided to go right through the target. Why stuff like that happens, I have no idea. It's kind of like when you're on a flat surface, there's nothing around, and you're shooting somebody with a ranged weapon, and it says obscured or whatever, and it's like, why? You know, known issue with this game. Or obstructed. It says obstructed, not obscured. It's really frustrating. Like that. I hit it that way, and it went that way. That doesn't make any sense at all. Like, what kind of goober physics is going on there? Oh, man. Well, hopefully... How much time is left on those? 46 minutes. Hopefully Guild Wars 3 has World versus World. You know, I know they keep saying things like a whole new MMO experience, stuff like that, I think is what they're saying. And it's probably not going to be anything like an MMO. I mean, it's probably going to be entirely focused on profit, profit making. I've got a really bad feeling it's going to be micro... Well, this has swords, but I don't see what's getting hit. It's going to be like micro purchases or whatever it's called. Somebody got a chest key. Good for them. I don't see anything damaged, and yet there are swords. Red Lake, World versus World. Wait. Reds 10-ish come. Oh, they're going after the little wall. Oh, gosh.
Yes, I'm ready to defeat anything.
At this point, I'm just doing this to be a pain. I'm not going to stop them. Ooh, but there's a berserker we can get into a fight with. Let's see if we can... Druid. Reaper. Necromonger. Just being a pest at this point.
It's over.
Oh, hey, it's a soul beast. Oh, no, it's just a core ranger. Hello, core ranger. Oh my gosh, you must be brand new. I am so sorry.
Give me energy. Shake it off. Feel it. Not there. Adrenaline surging.
A simple distortion and ta-da!
Faster. Downward.
See, there's the trick right there, just not giving up. Surrounded by a whole bunch of them. You know, it's really frustrating trying to figure out who's who.
Here.
As far as which one's the real one when they respawn from that, it's all about going after the second one to pop up. First one is a decoy. You know, knowing your enemy classes, right? So there we go. We took out a low-level ranger, made me feel bad, but I still don't feel bad, you know. They're still an enemy. It's part of World versus World. But yeah, that kind of showcases what the Bladesworn's capable of right there. That was a fairly successful fight. Not too bad. I'm waiting to see if they come back. If anybody does. Alright, let's take a look at the map.
Such might.
Where in tarnation did the scouts come from? I'm going to assume that they're part of the caravan, but goodness. I didn't even see a caravan going that way. Ooh, 8,000 explosive shell. I mean, I know it's against a an NPC, but you know, not bad numbers. Not bad at all. Very much something that can hit hard. Okay, I'm going to try at North Camp again. I actually finished Diamond last time, which is good. I haven't done that in a minute. I find myself like on the last day of the cycle being like, oh no! But, you know, it is what it is.
Such might. Coward it. Shake it off. Not that force. Sweet, sweet treasure.
What's my crit chance at right now? That could be a lot higher. But whoops.
Shake it off. Ready. I'm wounded.
See, I didn't even have to get out a rifle for that.
Calm before the storm. Reinforcements requested. Ready for action.
And he's done. Now, maybe he gave his friends time to show up, but I really don't think so. Okay. Love claiming North Camp in the enemy's territory. Hmm. 34 minutes, not too bad. It's been fun so far. We've gotten some good kills in, had some good fights. Really shown off how Bladesworn can be a successful roaming duelist. I think people would call this like a roaming assassin, because it really is dependent on, oh no, it's going to be a whole bunch of bad peoples. can come in on the back end of it here. Oh, it looks like they wiped. Okay. So it looks like they were trying to hit Stoic, and they got themselves a little in too deep. We can get out of there. That's too rich for my blood. And home battlegrounds look pretty good. Wow, we are pretty successful all around. Maybe we'll queue up for Oh, no queue for EBG. Goodness gracious. What is going on? Whoops. There we go. Ooh, fancy foods. Goodness gracious, lots of fancy stuff. But no Karka toughness stations, so not gamers. What do we got here? Oh, it's Dragon Fight Club. They're actually, in my experience, relatively consistent. Is the worst I could say about them. I've seen them absolutely just destroy competition. I don't have a lot of experience running. I have no experience running with them. I've only seen them run from afar. But they seem like a pretty dedicated group, which is, you know, always nice to come across. I don't know anything about their internal politics or anything, but wonder if they're going to go after SMC. SMC's open. Ugh, freaking iron guards. It's the worst of the worst.
Such might. My strength increases. Full of adrenaline. Time. Mend these wounds.
Good night. So there's the fake. Fake one popped up first.
It's over.
Ooh.
Need support.
Ooh, that was some big numbers there. Somebody's wearing all Berserker's gear.
Chop them in two.
Got some reflex going on.
Refresh.
Uh-oh. 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 I didn't even see that the squad had opened the door. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. That was all my bad. I was having way too much fun just just sharpshooting people from a distance. See, knowing your surroundings is key, right? Or else you're going to find yourself in situations like that where you're going to have a bad time. That was fun. That was super fun. I don't know how many kills I got there. Not really too worried about that, but that was very enjoyable. How are we looking on the reward track? I wish you could buy those. 'Cause I rarely ever get them out of the boxes. Nice, good spread. Ouch. But obviously, you know, muscle memory, retention of skills and assets where there are key to being successful in any profession in Guild Wars 2, in any competitive format. You know, as oh boy, we got ourselves a standoff going on here.
Such might.
Oh gosh, I ran out of health immediately.
So much power.
I can't even tell you what caused me to run out of health.
Storm.
Oh, it was a backstab. Okay. Got me good. Got me good. Happens sometimes. Can't win them all.
Focus. Concentration.
I'm just glad I wasn't recording earlier during the reset because the lag was so bad. So bad. Don't really need that there. Really need that there either. Like I can't even express like how bad it was. Reminded me of my days of playing off of a cell phone tether. Kind of curious. You see, I have a guildie up here. Kind of curious what they're doing up there. See, if maybe they need a hand. Looks like they went through Dredge. If he's trying to solo a tower, I wouldn't be surprised. Ooh, is he in a fight? Oh, did he get killed? Aw, darn it. Virtuoso? Yeah. Hmm. Nope, really don't want to get double teamed right now. Pretty sure I jumped right as their spears were about to hit me. Why is my legendary Aqua Breather not showing up? That's frustrating. Spent a lot of time to get that, and now it's suddenly not there. It's selected. Try unselecting it. Selecting it. There we go. Just a little glitch, I suppose. Spear looks cool. I love the little swarm of fishies you get from Frenzy. Super fun. Oh, he went right back up there. Well, we'll see if we can get into one more little fight up here, and then we'll call it. It's been super fun. I hope I'm explaining my process and thought processes and what I'm doing here well. Like I said, I'm still working on getting the muscle memory and retention of skills and assets down. That will help a lot. And, oh gosh, did he get killed again? Poor buddy. Well, hopefully he didn't. Hopefully he just blinked back. I'm going to sit here and see if he shows up. That Paragon might be a challenge. Virtuoso always gives me a headache, mostly because it's hard to any Mesmer class. It's really hard for me to focus on. Let's see who he goes after. He's going after the Virtuoso.
Closing the gap, such might.
They were not very good.
It's over.
Like, at all. Like, they folded, to say the least. Goodness gracious. But hey, you know what? That's where we're going to call it. Thank you so much for watching. Appreciate you. Have a good time. And remember, only you can prevent Bladesworns from kicking your butt in World versus World. We'll see you next time. Take care.